Wars and like Sneevy.
Yeah, or a series of numbers or something like that.
I mean, you
Alright,
could go you could go
There's a
Warhammer
planet
40K and
here.
start naming it off that.
so we all set to start?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
Cool. So, yeah. Session 2. We actually get to play this time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So last time we sort of got cut a little bit early, sort of in the middle of our sort of setting the scene. I can start that again. Might as well start really zoomed out. So you guys see on Roll20 and on the stream.
Are we streaming on Twitch?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the map of the galaxy, of the Star Wars galaxy. I've marked red dots as planets of note within the lore. So there's Tatooine, Coruscant, Hoth, all that other stuff. Just there for personal knowledge. The green dots are the characters' racial homeworlds. Chiss come from Scylla. Iridonia is for Zabrax. Sheely is for Togrutas, and Arcania is for the Arcanians. Yellow dots are planets that you guys have told me that your characters are from personally. So we got Dantooine, Coruscant, and Planet Podunk in the middle of nowhere. And we are on Raxus Prime, which is way out in the Tingel arm, in the middle of the Tian hegemony. Yeah. The Raxus system consisted of 3 planets and a star. Raxus Tertius, which is the farthest out, is a gas giant. Has a few gas mining operations, but is otherwise unpopulated. Raxus Tertius, the second planet, is habitable, blue and green, has a decent population on it. I'd probably call it like your middle class kind of planet. It's pretty densely populated, sort of like an Earth for today. And it is actually the site of the Confederacy of Independent Systems homeworld, also known as the Separatists from the Clone Wars. And it's kept itself pretty secure. It has pretty tight customs because its neighbor is Raxus Prime. Raxus Prime is a junkyard planet. That's over here. It has a population of about 1 million, not counting Jawas. We'll get to Jawas. In orbit, there is a Imperial small-scale shipyard, which uses recovered steel from the planet, which they buy from scavengers by the ton. It's then fired into orbit by a mag driver and used to build ships. There are settlements that dot the terrain, usually at stations for the maglev station, or maglev stations that sort of dot the surface and link them to each other. The biggest being the central station, which probably has about 1/3 of all the population of Raxus. You guys are sitting at Belsavis Station, about a 20-minute walk outside. The ship that you guys are on is a sort of broken down YT 2400 light freighter. I don't know how you guys got this. That's sort of up to you guys to figure out how you acquired this ship. And yeah, you've probably been on the planet for a couple days, sort of getting your plans and everything put together, because the ship's kind of broken. The hyperdrive don't work. One of the turrets is stuck. One of the turrets is not there anymore. It's sitting in your cargo hold, among some other things. More importantly, you only have about 2 weeks of food left. Either, I don't know how it got to that level. Maybe you guys missed it. Maybe it just didn't come with a whole lot of food in it. But you only got about 2 weeks of food. So we can sort of start, if we want, say it's about morning of a standard day on Raxus Prime, and just to sort of set the scene, we'll put everyone sort of in the galley of the ship. So if you guys want to take it from there and discuss plans and figure out what you're up to, go right ahead.
So we're broke and the ships are also broke.
We're broke and the ship's broke. Yes.
Ideas?
We could go to the.
I'm muted again. God damn it. I say it's a junkyard planet, right? We could just go look for parts somewhere, you know?
Yes, I'm certain the right parts will just magically fall out of the sky for us.
Well, I said look for them, not just go out and expect the parts to fall right into our hands.
Where are we actually at? Is there are we in a town?
You're about 20 minutes outside a small settlement, like a 20-minute walk.
Are we actually at a spaceport or just, landed?
Just landed. Just sort of like in, I don't know, like clearing. I wouldn't call it like a nice hill valley, but maybe a valley of trash, scrap metal.
What? No grass on the junkyard planet?
I guess.
There's probably weeds.
Well, I mean, I can try and get some feelers out, see if I know anyone in sort of the underworld to get us some parts, but they might not be the best parts or from exactly legal sources. So, if that's the route you want to go, though.
Could we not go to the nearby town and ask for parts?
Well,
Furthermore, do we know what's wrong with the ship?
I think the problem isn't finding the parts from people. It's more along the lines we don't have any money.
Also, does anyone even know how to fix the ship?
You guys made the check last time, and no, you do not.
I say we
You know the hyperdrive don't work. Your sublight engines are functional, so you could take off and fly around the system if you wanted to, go to a different planet. As well as the atmospheric thrusters, so you can fly around the planet if you wanted.
What does this astromech droid actually do on our ship? Other than astromech. No, astrogation, I should say.
Wires the R3 unit, don't quite know. He helps out where he can, and he does astromech things.
We could sell the droid some Jawas for hyperdrive parts.
Hey, we're not selling wires. Come on, he's useful.
We don't know what he does.
Wires
Can
just
we
beep boops
directly
angrily
interface
at
with
you.
the ship? I don't think so.
Beep boop.
Well, I say, well, we might want to find someone who has the skill to fix this ship as well. I mean, more so than just the parts. It doesn't matter if we have the parts if we can't fix it.
I mean, we need the money first to buy them, and to hire the man.
I could go try to find a high-stakes Sappic game.
And then lose all our money? I don't think so.
Or lack thereof.
It's called gambling for a reason.
Yes, but we don't exactly have a lot to gamble right now.
Or we could find somebody to offer us a job. I'm sure people here need people to do things. We can be one of them.
Tell you what, I'll play Yusabak, and then if I win, I'll take the money and go into town and play there and make more money.
Tarian just sort of rolls her eyes.
Jessica's just silent.
Really eager to play Sabak, I see.
Always
I mean-
eager. It's a fun game.
You just like to throw money away.
And then
It's testing the mind.
If you call the mind dumb luck, then yeah.
There's no such thing as dumb luck in cards.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of the game? Is it's luck based?
That's
Never mind.
luck is dice.
Okay.
It'd be better if we simply depended on skill rather than just one person's. Think
Well, I
about
see.
it. Using going gambling only needs you, and if we lose the money, well, basically you'll be getting all the guilt. Now, are you sure you want to gamble not only the money, but also just we're gonna treat you, but
You're
we're
assuming I'm
gonna.
gonna lose.
I always assume you're gonna lose.
That's reassuring. Thank
Ye
you.
of little faith.
When it comes to you gambling, I don't I don't trust you that much.
Is that why you won't play me?
No, he won't play you because he lost the last 5 times.
And the last times,
Proving my point.
I mean, that's us though. You're talking about people who do this for a living.
Okay, fair enough. So, alternate plans?
I mean,
Is it
we
really-
are.
We should look for a job.
So the plans right now are hire ourselves out as something, traders, mercs, I don't know. Get in touch with crime factions and probably do the same thing, only less savory, or gamble.
Well, I mean,
Plans suck.
why don't we go into town and see what our options are before we make
Good idea.
plans?
Let's go look around.
Probably better
You want to split up or stay together?
just sitting around.
I think it'd be
I mean-
better for us to be around to help each other.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's go.
Okay. So is everyone going, or is someone staying behind?
I do ask. Do we want somebody to stay to protect the
Sure.
ship?
Sure, Wires has it in hand.
I mean, yeah. You know, look at him, and I just sort of like
I'm sure someone else would be.
dump him.
I just pat Wires his head and say, "Call us if you need us."
He beep
Yeah,
boops.
Tarian just like kneels down by and like, tell us if anyone tries to mess with the ship while we're gone, okay, Wires?
Beep.
Glad you understand.
Okay, so I guess you guys all get up from the galley and head down the entry ramp. Wires follows you to the door, but then sort of like stops at the top of the ramp and kind of whirs back and forth like a
Sentry.
sentry or like a dog or a cat that doesn't know how to go downstairs.
And he doesn't have jetpacks?
But then he stops, and as you guys are walking away, the entry ramp folds up and closes behind you. So it's a handful of minutes walk into town. Belsava Station has maybe 2 dozen small structures, but all constructed out of starship hulls, pieces of scrap. There are a few prefab sort of houses that are just sort of plopped in place and unfolded. But largely it's looks like a town that's made out of garbage, out of starship garbage. Nothing over really a story, maybe a couple buildings or 2 stories. Yeah, just glancing around, you see obvious signs of there's a cantina in town. There's the obvious actual maglev station. Probably a mechanics, scrap salesman, general store, and a bunch of other smaller residential places.
So is there any large cities on this planet?
Well, the entire planet is populated by about 1 million humanoids and about 2 or 3 million Jawas.
Probably not.
So, probably the biggest sort of city would be Central Station, which is probably about a quarter of a million people.
By the way, on the way to the town, well, to wherever we're going, just gonna put his shoulder for I'm sorry for.
You're going all robot on me.
What? Everyone's robot now.
Everyone's going robot.
Oh God, no.
Everyone's fine except for Brian, right?
I don't remember robot.
Yeah, it's a robot to me. No.
Dark Energon.
The time of man has come to an end. The time of man has come to. Am I still weird? You're good.
Yeah, but we'll work through
Yeah.
it.
All right, we'll power through. Okay, so Jessica's just gonna look at put an arm on Boris's shoulder and say, I apologize. I trust you. You're my ally. I only said that.
Oh, good brother.
You've beaten me sometimes, and well, it takes a toll. But I just mostly prefer to think through my problems rather than lie through them. But I appreciate your help.
I rarely lie.
Oh, so I meant use more cunning methods than what I would use.
He's doing that lying thing right now.
I'm the negotiator, not the liar.
Yes, negotiator. That's what we'll call it.
Jessica will smile at seeing the two bicker and then back away.
Honestly, guy, you better hope I never actually have to lie, because I'm very bad at it.
Shit.
Okay, so in this little settlement, what do you guys want to do? Want to split up and go around? There's the obvious mechanic shop. There's general store, the cantina, scrap shop, station if you want to take the train somewhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and check out the scrap shop. Do we even have a vague idea of the parts we need?
Nope.
God damn it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go check the mechanics.
Yeah, let's go to the mechanic shop. We need to have someone actually look at our junk.
Yeah, someone to like purvey the ship.
And he's like, pay me $500, I'll even look at it.
Okay,
Do you
are you going there
have-
as a group? Are you splitting up or?
Oh, I'm going with it too.
I'm going there. I don't know what everyone else is doing though.
I'm going with them.
Tarian?
Yeah, sure. She'll go with as well. She's
Okay.
just kind of looking around the place, getting a feel.
So who's our best mechanic?
I think Jessica.
Mechanics is intellect, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess I am.
Does no one have a
Yep.
point in mechanics? I thought one of you had a point.
I have 3 green dice.
I feel like I should, but I don't.
Yeah, aren't you the pilot?
Yeah, I am, but I don't have any. I didn't even have astrogation until I got that 10 XP. So
So he's figuring out how to be a pilot.
for some reason, my class has piloting, space, and planetary as skills, but not astrogation. It's really weird.
Technically, the wires will have. He has. I'll tell you wire skills. Where is your sheet? Wires. He has ones in brawn, agility, willpower, and presence. He has 2 intelligence and 2 cunning. He has 3 ranks in astrogation, 3 ranks in computers, 2 ranks in cool, 2 ranks in mechanics, and 1 rank in piloting space. So he could potentially sort of fly the ship for you if you wanted to. Whether he would be a comfortable pilot is yeah. Anyway,
Up for a question.
so the group is heading to what looks like the settlement mechanic. It's a low building with a couple fuel stations for speeders, a large garage that's sitting open, and you hear alien music in some language coming out of a very tinny sounding speaker. Sitting in the garage is a speeder car, which has its engine compartment open, and there's a thin figure leaning into it, doing some work of some sort.
I got 5 XP. I'm tempted to suddenly learn mechanical skill.
Is it a class skill for you?
No, it's not. Oh, yes.
No, so you'd need 10.
Shucks.
Darn.
Is it double or +5?
Plus 5,
I mean,
I believe.
If I didn't get astrogation, I could have gotten it. But I mean, he has like 3. I don't even know how that would work. You know what? Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. There's just some guy like leaning over against the
Yeah.
wall over there?
What race
Okay.
is he?
You can't tell from the angle you're coming from. He has like the engine hood covering his upper torso as he's leaning over the side of the car.
So he's humanoid.
Humanoid, yes.
Cool.
All right, we got a good base.
It's only 80% of the races in the galaxy.
I nudge Vorith and I'm like, go, negotiate. Do that thing, you know?
I'm gonna walk over and just crouch down next to the mechanic and tap him on the foot.
Okay, and he wheels himself out, and he stands up, and he's a very thin Rhodian. Which for those who don't know, kind of an angular amphibian face with a little squeaker mouth and big, glossy, pupilless eyes, solid colors.
I got a quick question.
Shoot.
How do we handle languages in this game?
The book basically says everyone speaks everything unless there's a dramatic or some sort of storytelling reason to not be able to speak the languages. But for the sake of this, just for a little bit of challenge, the Rhodian looks at you, and he speaks to you in Rhodian.
You got to do the voice.
I can't I can't imitate languages very well. He speaks to you in Rhodian in a weird alien language.
Sounds like Rhodian, actually.
I guess. And yeah, he looks at you expectantly after speaking a big long sentence in Rhodian that you probably don't understand.
So are you the boss man here? I'm looking for a mechanic to fix my ship.
And he tilts his head. He speaks a couple more sentences and just waves his hand at you dismissively and kind of goes back to the car. Turns to go back to the vehicle.
Is there anyone else in the shop?
Nope.
I'm just gonna walk around. Well, I want to look. Is there anything that looks valuable around here?
There's lots of tools and spare parts, and it's a mechanic shop. There's tons of specialized tools.
I'm going to start picking things up and cradling in my arms.
And
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Sorry, never mind. No.
No, go
Anything
ahead.
that looks like it might be able to possibly, even remotely, work on a ship.
What's Slovarius doing?
I was gonna go over to him, and I was gonna I go over to him, I pull him out from underneath the car, and I look at him straight dead in the eyes, and I'm like, "We don't speak Rhodian."
I'm not going to do that if he's doing that.
And the Rhodian's kind of surprised as you grab his ankle and pull him out on a little skateboard backed thing, and you speak very slowly at him, and he gets. I've never really explained what does an angry Rhodian look like, but he looks kind of frustrated and angry, and he speaks to you in the same sort of manner, in Rhodian, just Jigaba, Jigaba, and he reels himself back under.
I'm like, well, this is going nowhere fast. Does anyone know how to deal with this? Look at the rest of the group. What do we do?
I'm going to go back and start picking up things now.
Way.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got.
Can I roll Synology to figure out what can we do for this guy to be nice to us?
That's
In
creative.
Rhodian customs, or
Yes.
And what do you hope to gain from this?
Knowledge
to learn
on
a
how to
secret
not-
handshake or something?
Yeah. Something so that we're not dicks to him.
Too late.
So
No
for
one
him
ever
to think
trusts my
we know
plan.
his shit. We may not know his language, but we at least know how his people work.
I mean,
Sure.
I know how his people work. I just don't know how to talk to him.
You could roll. I'm gonna say a hard, DC3, a hard check. The 3 purple.
That would just be like streetwise.
Oh jeez. So
So I fail.
yeah.
That's for
So
sure.
you go up to him or let's say Okay, so you come to the conclusion that Rhodians have a very storied past about being mercenaries and are very easily turned if you use force or wave weapons around.
Ah. Ah.
I think while all this is going on, Tarian is just like poking around in things, just like completely messing things up. If there's a back room, she's like wandering into the back room and
Yeah,
looking
that's
around.
kind of what Boris was meaning to do.
Okay, so hearing you guys rattling around, the Rhodian stands back up and completely dismisses the speeder he's been working on, and he starts shouting in angry, very fast Rhodian, like trying to. It's like blah 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 blah. He's grabbing stuff out of Vorith's hand and putting it down, and then Tarian starts messing with something, so he runs over and takes her by the shoulders and moves her away from whatever it is, and you basically have this very frustrated, very not violently angry yet, but very annoyed Rhodian shouting in long, very fast sentences at you.
So I think I remember them being very susceptible to f- to force, not the force. I mean force.
Well, if you want to go with the force or
A show
the
of
strong
force.
the strong arm look instead of charm, someone else can do that. I'm not good at that.
I don't have.
You
I'm
tell
not
me
good at
that, and
intimidation.
I like he's wandering around the shop now, right?
Yeah, he's basically trying to like herd you guys out of the shop.
By the way, have
Except
we
with
rolled-
since there's four of you and one of him, it's like herding cats. Because I'm assuming you guys are trying to be as annoying as possible for some reason
Um,
now.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was about to
Jessica
say,
isn't. Jessica is just looking.
You tell him. You tell me. You say that like force works. I grab the Rhodian by the collar, and
Okay.
I just like,
And he like
I'm
squeaks
just
in,
like-
in somewhat terror. He's like, "Ah!"
and I just sort of like pull him in close, and I'm like, listen, all right. He's like, we have a ship, and I like make a little hand gesture. We need you to fix it, or I'm gonna punch you in the face. Fist, see, fist. And I like hold up my hand at
So
him.
he holds up his hands and like his little sucker fingered hands, and he's like jabba 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 blah da ba.
I'm gonna at this
I don't
point.
think he understands
At
us.
this point, I'm gonna go up, gently lay a hand on his shoulder, and just like smile, like it's all right, man. We're just joking with you. We'll go. We'll be back later.
I just like
You
throw him across.
you want me to roll to see if I actually calm him down?
Sure, make it an
Uh,
average check.
average?
That would be
Probably charm. I'm
charm. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Get fucked.
guessing. So that's
Get calm.
advantage. I'm gonna say it comes
you
off.
can,
It
you can
comes off
boost your
like
next
this-
few social checks with him if you want.
Yeah, I just want him to think it came off as just a joke where we're just humoring,
Yeah.
trying to make him laugh.
And he sort of kind
Yeah,
of like
I like-
edges
when
away
you-
from the angry Zabrak in front of him.
I like put
And
my
then,
hands up.
and then I'm gonna like place an arm around what's your name?
Lavaris.
Lavaris, and just like start walking towards the door.
I say, why don't we go to the cantina? There probably somebody who knows this place more than we do will be able to tell us around and tell us how to deal with the people here.
Good idea.
I'm like, I wasn't joking. I was gonna. I know.
Yes,
We
I
could-
know.
we get-
We know. It's okay.
yeah,
I
I think
just want
Tarian
them-
just like hears the word cantina and she's like, "Ooh, cantina!" And then she just starts like rushing off ahead of everyone else.
Keep in mind, my
Ariane,
character
wait. Stay together.
is
makes
like
us,
5'5".
Safer.
Or no, wait. My character is 5'6", I think.
He's so short.
So I think uh the hell's what Rainer, what's your character's name? Sorry.
Jeskai.
Jessica.
Jeskai or Draco, whichever one you like the best.
I'll go with Draco. So you're like what, 6'6"?
Relatively tall. I'm just taller than everybody else in the group. That's all you need to know.
Okay. I'm just curious how tall everyone is without actually finding it. I'm like 6 foot.
Let's see. What did I say for Tarian?
I don't remember how I said for this guy. So I might actually have a legitimate one. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
she's like-
6'6". Yeah, I'm 6'6".
I mean, at head she's probably like 5'10", but she's still Gruda, and they have the massive
Without
head thing.
Leclerc.
So, you know.
Okay, so heading to the cantina. The cantina is a vaguely triangular building. You have to take a few steps downwards to get inside, so it's maybe half subterranean. You walk in.
This whole game seems funny to me just because I'm listening to techno reggae while we're playing it.
Techno reggae
Even
Star Wars.
It's techno reggae.
I don't know. So, at the top of the triangle is an empty stage with a couple speakers sitting on either side, but music coming out of it is from the nearby jukebox, which is another alien language singing, vaguely tech, lots of woodwind instruments and a female voice. The bar is vaguely oval. It's manned by a droid that has 6 arms. There's probably about 2 dozen tables in this building. Probably about half are occupied. In one far corner, there's a bounty hyperspace booth, which basically will connect you to various bounty hunter guilds or contract servers. Glancing around, people of interest, there's a few, let's say a Devorian and 2 humans playing cards at a couple tables. One booth is filled entirely by Jawas that are drinking from glasses that are probably, they need both hands to drink from, so they look like little kids drinking from a gigantic glass. There's an older human accompanied by a red protocol droid and a large Twi'lek sitting off on his own talking to one of the female waitstaff, among other people.
Damn, I was hoping there was a sabacc table going on.
Well, there's people playing
People
cards.
playing cards.
There's it's either sabacc or Pazik, so
I think like Tarian gets inside the room and she just looks around for a second, and then she sees the bounty hunter booth and she like turns around to the group and she's like, "Hey, look, guys, money!" And then she immediately rushes over to the bounty hunter booth.
I'm just gonna go. I'll keep an eye on her, and then I like follow after her.
I also like walk behind her. Put my hood up.
I'm gonna go over to the table where they're playing cards and
okay.
see what they're playing first.
No, they're playing Sabak. As you approach, a couple of them look up at you, and the Devorian, which is a humanoid race with sort of very large demon-like horns and usually yellow to reddish skin. The Devorian looks up to you and 20 cred buy-in, kid.
So fairly low stakes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play a few hands.
I think Tarian hears like 20 credit buy-in from across the room, and she gets distracted. She's like, "Wait, how many credits do I have? I have 20 credits," and then she just like rushes over.
Are you playing too?
Yeah, she's going to play too.
I'm just following her, so if she just like turns on the spot, then I like keep going, and then I end up at the table, and I just like end up playing too. I just
Does everyone have like
play.
20 creds to buy in?
I do.
do, I think.
I
I
do.
don't. So I'm just gonna look at the bounty hunter thing and just look at the bounties.
Okay. We'll go to the bounty thing, because Vorath, can you remind me of, can you look up like gambling rules and stuff? You were looking to it more than thoroughly than I was.
Yes,
So-
I'll do that.
Okay, so the bounty hunter booth is essentially a small hollow projector on a pedestal. that you basically have to walk up to and flip the switch on. And it displays basically a small scoreboard. It's galaxy-wide hits and kills, and there's a bunch of people. And one of the controls is basically a login feature.
I have to log in.
Yes.
Fuck. I don't have anything to log in with, right?
Are you a member of the Bounty Hunters Guild?
Don't believe so.
Probably not.
You can try. It's not locking you out.
Okay. What do you want me to roll for that?
You want to push
If
the
any-
button, or do you not want to push the
I'll
button?
push the button, I guess.
Okay, so you hit the login feature, and the scoreboard disappears, and it says basically enter Bounty Hunter Guild number or register as freelance.
Oh, I guess I'll just register as freelance.
Okay, so basically, a bunch of text starts pouring over the screen, and it starts explaining that basically since you're not associated with the guild, it's not going to allow you to take any kill contracts or any contracts over a certain number, and all the contracts you would take would have to be limited to local only.
Okay.
And if you accept, it basically asks for name, basic information, and it asks permission to take a holo of you.
Fuck. It asks permission. Doesn't tell me. It doesn't. It's not necessary.
It wants to
right?
take a photograph of you.
Is it mandatory?
What do you mean, mentor?
Mandatory.
Well, it needs something to identify you by.
Okay. Then I'm just
Bounties in Star Wars aren't just like assassination contracts.
Yeah.
They're almost like scores and almost a sport in some way.
Yeah.
So it wants to make a profile of you so it can keep track of everything you do to add you to the scoreboard.
I guess fuck it. Yeah. I guess I'll put my not my real name. I'm just gonna put K as my first name and it's random last name stuff. Tavorith. K Tavorith.
K Tavorith. Okay. And it takes a quick holo of you of basically chest height. And
I have my hood on, so like my face is a bit harder to recognize.
sure.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
And it lists local bounties, and there's only one currently available, paying 200 credits. Job description just basically says, where did I put that text? I need the person's name. It says consult Salty Kuswara, Balsava Station, General Store.
All right. Are we in Bolshava Station?
You
or?
sure are.
Yep. All right. If I can write it down, or do you think I'll remember it from there?
You'll probably remember it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just log out and then I'll like walk.
Okay.
Towards I guess the bartender and ask for the person and it's telling me to go to.
For sure. So the bartender is a droid. Its body is vaguely square, like just sort of a box, with a protocol droid's head worked onto it, and off the back's coming 6 different mechanical arms, which are washing glasses, shifting bottles around. And its eyes lift up and match you, and it says, "Hello, sir. What can I do for you today at Belsavis Station?"
I'm looking for a certain. What was it? What's the name entirely? So I can actually memorize it this time.
The name you need is Salty, Sulti, Kuswara, Khuswara.
I'm looking for a salty Kuswara.
Ah, yes, you'll find him in the general store. He runs the fine establishment there.
Anything special I should know about him?
Not particularly. Anything specific you'd like to know about the Doug?
Just speak my language.
Basic, of course. Why wouldn't he?
Just because we encountered the mechanic and he didn't seem to know what we were saying. Is the mechanic not like speaking, does not speak basic, or
Rom?
Rom? Yeah.
Rom Tajak is in presence of this building. And his head turns and he motions towards the large Twi'lek who's sitting at one of the booths. You may have met his associate Trimo.
I see. Well, it all makes sense now. Thank you.
You're very welcome, sir. Can I interest you in a drink?
Not right now, but maybe when my job here is finished.
Of course.
I'll just walk to the
Cool.
mechanic.
So meanwhile,
Yeah.
so what are these rules for gambling? Because you were the one that was looking them
It
up.
depends on each game.
Depends on each game.
The rules for Sabakan are in Sons of Fortune, but I haven't actually found the page yet.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's going to be since it's a skill-based game, it's probably just going to be like a pose test, I'm thinking.
Sons of Fortune.
This would be
I
so
have
much easier
no
if I could just search these books.
Watch it happen. This is it. I'm gonna lose all of my credits. All of them are gonna be gone.
I mean, 3 of us are playing. If one of us wins, it's a benefit for the whole table. So our odds are in our favor.
And there's no index in this book. Wonderful.
When I really think about it, it's kind of bullshit that they're letting this happen.
Page 117.
You know, unless whoever wins doesn't want to share the earnings. But,
Involving
you know.
players. Oh, is this part of the scenario in there?
Probably.
I think it's part of the... Oh, it's Sabak rules. Okay. Okay. So, that would be... Now is there 6... There's 6 players now. The table agrees on a wager. Each player pays this amount into the pot. So 20 creds. So, sitting in the pot, there is now 120 credits. Players are going to be using Cool to establish their dice pool. So, it'd be that skill. The GM determines the difficulty of the check based on the difficulty of the game and the skill of its opponents. If multiple PCs are playing against one another, or against minor NPCs, the difficulty should be a set value. If the PCs are playing against a skilled NPC, or at least one important to the plot, difficulty should be set by the NPC's skill, or per the rules of each for an opposed check. So I'm going to say that check for this will be average, because they're not aces. Each character then rolls their check, leaving the result on the table. Each then rolls a single yellow to determine card signs. Now this just suddenly got really convoluted.
So it uses Cool instead of negotiation? So I guess negotiate. Wouldn't Sabak be a skill-based game, though?
I mean, you're the one that looked up the rules.
What's the back like?
There's a lot of books to read.
Sabak is, I believe, a 50 or 49 card game. It's basically poker.
Oh, if it's like poker, then it makes sense to use this Cool.
I've got one cool die, guys. Just want to let everyone
You know
that.
how to play Sabak.
Each then rolls a single yellow to illustrate, or force die. Never mind, I forgot this book was in color. A single force die to illustrate the shifting nature of the card signs. For each black and one success, and are converted into.
God.
Hey Brian, speaking of force die, we forgot to roll destiny points.
We can do that. The
While
cheat.
we-
In this check, he wins his back his wager. So yeah, we'll start off. Everyone roll their destiny dice. Just a single one white. See how many.
Woo! An actual white one. Oh.
I thought you weren't playing.
No, this is
No,
for
this
destiny
is-
points.
Oh, for
That's
Destiny.
points.
Oh,
Chat.
2 black, 1 white.
wrong thing.
Fourth.
Let's see.
Step double whites. We need it.
Trying to remember where this
You
is
did
at.
it last time, so see if we can do it again.
I mean, if we roll all whites, we get a ton of influence.
Remind me
boost.
which dice this is.
The
It's
white one.
the-
It's the
It
middle
should-
one,
It
right
should be
in
the
the
middle
middle.
one on their sheet.
Oh, little one.
Oh
Another
well.
black.
Erp.
Ugh.
Gotta switch layers.
The force is not my strongest ability.
It's not anybody's apparently.
Cool. So that's just your dice pool, or whatever, for the session. So I need a character sheet for these NPCs.
How many people are at this table besides us?
6.
6? So there's 9 players. Damn.
No, there's 6 in total, including
There's
you guys.
3 other, and
Okay,
then
3
us.
others. Okay.
Sheet. These guys will have. I guess they need stats. It's fine.
Oh, because the next game will actually be just 60.
Okay, so everyone rolls cool.
Ready for this amazing cool roll?
Hey guys, I got 1.
Did it.
Oh, you got an advantage. That
I
doesn't
got
do
an
much good.
advantage.
I
Doesn't
think
do
you guys
anything.
forgot to add the difficulty.
Yeah,
The
it was
difficulty,
sorry,
you are
it
correct.
was an average roll. So 2 purple.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Well, I got a fail.
A failure and a disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. We need the
Or a threat, or whatever it's
So-
supposed
so
to actually for.
2 purple die?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, here
Wow.
we go again.
Okay, you're doing pretty good.
There you go, I got.
Okay, and these guys are gonna roll. Dink,
God damn
dunk,
it.
dink. Cool. Each character then rolls a single force die. Got really convoluted really quick.
This
Single
game is very
force die.
convoluted.
So happy.
Roll. And it's black. And they're all black.
They're all black. Okay.
I got white.
Oh wait. Did you roll yet?
Yeah,
wait.
I got a white one.
Okay,
Hey.
so for each black, you guys roll in your force die. 1 success and 1 advantage are converted to a failure and disadvantage respectively. So convert that.
Alright, I don't have like so okay.
And white does nothing.
For conversely, for each white, changes it in the opposite direction.
So it changes
Alright.
advantages to failure? To
No, it changes. It swaps the values. So success turns to failure, a disadvantage turns to threat, a threat turns to advantage. Yeah.
But only for 1 of each.
So instead
Okay.
of 3 success and 1 advantage, I just have 2 success?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 2. Okay, well that means I have 2 threats and a disadvantage.
I'm at absolutely nothing. I have no successes, no disadvantages.
Okay. To cheat, a character used deception, computers, or skullduggery instead of cool.
Oh,
Yeah, those skills.
that could have
If
been
the
nice
character
to know.
decides to cheat, they must upgrade the difficulty of the check once. This check generates despair. No matter the resulting results, the character is caught cheating. If a PC succeeds on his check, he wins back his wager. For each additional success, wins another chunk of wager, like another value.
So I just made 40
Yes.
or 20, I guess.
Yep. A triumph allows him to reveal a positive or negative 23. Oh, okay.
You guys did
We
want to
need-
play.
Yeah.
So we
This is-
just lost 20 credits overall.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Alright.
Hooray
There
for
goes my
dice
credit.
rolls and convoluted systems. So,
I mean, that's only if Vorith doesn't win. If Vorith wins, we gain 60. Unless
I
he
think
wants to stick with the money he took from you.
I
Which
think
is a
Tarian like
possibility.
So how
loses
did you
money.
guys respond to that game? Basically, you all three of you sat down, all of you three paid in, and then what? Two of the three of you lose your money.
Yeah, I was like,
How does this affect
I
your spirits? How do your characters respond to this?
stand up like real angry. I'm like, game was rigged from the start. And I just like throw my chair to the side and I walk out of the cantina.
Over one game.
Yeah, my character is done.
Yeah.
I I go off to like, I don't know, find someone else to mechanic. our
I'm gonna
ship.
put another 20 credits in.
Yeah, Tarian just watches Lavaris leave, and she's like, "Man, Spikes is angry." And then she just like shrugs and just says, "Sure, I'll play again."
Okay, so this time just make sure you roll all the dice at once, so all those 3 rolls are condensed into 1.
Still 2
And-
difficulty.
Sorry?
So it would be 2 difficulty
Two
dice.
difficulty, a cool, your cool stat, and a force die.
But what if you're cheating?
If you want to cheat, you can use deception, computers, or skullduggery instead.
Yes, I am using one of them.
Okay, this is simpler doing it this way then.
If you want to cheat, that is.
Did it upgrade it or not? The upgrade. The difficulty?
If you cheat, it upgrades the difficulty. So instead of 2 purple, you'll have a red and a purple.
Oh, just a red and a purple. I see.
Now watch everyone get despair and start a bar fight in their first
Jeez, that
session.
is so much advantage.
Okay, so your black will convert one of those advantages to disadvantage, which will then cancel out a second. So you're down. You have your total would be 3 there. Sorry, I didn't swap the stream over. So yeah, your success will be 3 advantage.
Well, 3 is also usually fairly strong.
The white that Tarian gets converts this
Yep,
the
I have 3
disadvantage
success.
to success and advantage, and then I need to roll for the other people playing. I should just pop out this NPC window. Up. Get another window on. Okay, so they're cool. They're not cheaters. That.
Well, that cancels out what I was gonna say my advantage was. That I caught somebody cheating.
I mean, you could catch Tarian cheating.
It's not very helpful.
Really, if it's all dependent on your dice roll, not the opponents. Really, you could just keep playing them, and they wouldn't even have to roll dice. Come to think of it,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not actually rolling against them.
yeah, because they're just nameless NPCs that you made up 2 minutes ago. So yeah,
Mhm.
for every success you have, you make back your first success makes back your wager. The second success wins another wager. Alternate uses for advantage. You can use 1 advantage to recover a strain. Characters 2 advantage, you can add a boost to your next check, next game, for a successful bluff. For 3 advantage, you can figure out an opponent's tells and downgrade the difficulty of the next check.
I'm
And there's a
going
whole
to
bunch
do
of other
that.
stuff. Are we gonna keep playing? We're just gonna dice roll and grind money.
I
I'm
think
doing homework anyway, so
Just for a few minutes anyway.
yeah.
Tarian like gets her money, and then she's just like, I made money. That's a good place to stop." And she just bows out of the
I
next
want to
round.
do one more round.
Okay, so basically, I don't even need to roll for these guys unless you're gonna cheat or something like that.
I'm not cheating.
And then if you're using your advantage, you had 3 advantage.
Yeah.
You would
Only 1 difficulty dice,
doop-a-doop-doop, and
or is it downgrade?
downgrade the difficulty of the next check. So downgrade 2 purples, which is downgrade to 1 purple.
Hmm.
How much credits have you actually
So
made?
you that black turns that success to a failure.
I'm done gambling for now.
So yeah, you just lost your 20.
Oh,
You
hell.
guys are amazing.
I'll
Good
do one more.
times.
One more. I want to lose money.
One more. I can break even. I can stop when I want to. Oh shit.
Oh. And I still lost.
You still lost.
So much advantage. Now I'm done. Well, guys, that didn't work.
And
Wait, what are you?
the 3 of them sort of chuckling. Come back anytime. We need some fresh coin.
Tarian's
I'm-
just like, what do you mean that didn't work? I made 20 credits.
I lost 40.
Oh, then
I'm
we
like
ended up with net loss.
over at the bar, and I'm like, game was rigged, and I just like grumpily like put my face into my drink.
So meanwhile, Jeskai Draco has gone
What's up?
gone
I'm
to
still
address
I'm still willing to say if we spent like an hour just doing this, I would come out ahead.
eventually, depending on dice.
But that makes for very dull gameplay.
Yes.
It would. And I'd have to actually give the other card people personalities, like they'd quit or they'd get mad or something like that.
See, what we do is we play this game, and if we're still here and no one hates us, I just come back and roll for 3 hours after the game, and then we're set.
Perfect.
So, what
All
Jeskai?
this
This Twi'lek, he's rather large, beefy. He's beefy muscular, not beefy fat. And he's just talking with one of the waitresses. He has piercings up and down his leku and across his eyebrows. And he's wearing I wouldn't say the outfit of a mechanic, but his hands are kind of oil stained, and he has his clothing is well worn. I'll just say that.
Say, what name did the
Rom to Jack.
Mr. Rom?
And he sort of breaks off his conversation with Twi'lek and says, "Yes, do I know you?"
No, me and my allies recently had a problem with our ship, and we really don't know what's wrong with it, and we would look for you, but we couldn't find you on the your shop. Well, never mind that. We were wondering if you could do us a favor and just inspect the ship and see what's wrong with it.
I can, or I can get my associate too, if you have the coin.
How much would it be for just an inspection?
And you sort of see a bit of a predatory sneer up his face as well. How much do you have, son?
Not
You should have
Just-
just got me for this.
just you're playing a goddamn game.
It's your own fault. You were busy losing money.
Yeah.
In that case,
Say just give me a price. Eventually I'll work up to it.
oh, I lost another 20 credits. Yeah, I gotta stop gambling. Oh wait, that's a triumph. Ooh, I won.
It's the entire Sabak pot. You got a triumph?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. So yeah, you would
If
win the
only
entire
you would
pot there.
play.
So 20 times.
Three other guys, so you'd get 60 on top of your wager back.
Well, we made money.
Anyways, back to the scene.
Back to the scene. He sort of raises his eyebrows. He and addresses the waitress girl and says, "I'll call you back when I'm done. Have a seat.
I sit down.
Haven't seen you around Belsava Station. From Central? Or from off planet?
Off planet.
Why the hell did you come here, kid?"
We didn't quite come here as much as we ended up here.
I see. Not the first.
Probably not the last.
Your ship's busted. Won't be coming to me otherwise. And he sort of tilts his head and sees the hilt of the sword on Draco's hip. Says, "You know how to use that thing?
Yes, I do.
You're on your own?"
No, I have a few companions.
Well, I could name you a number. Or you and your friends could come by my shop in an hour or two. We could discuss things. Do your friends have similar skills?
Some of them, yes. But they can all handle themselves in a fight if that's what you're asking.
Probably. So, yeah, you want a number or you want a job?
Rather the job.
Sounds good. You know where my shop is?
Yes, I do. Also,
I sense you've met Trimo. Doesn't speak a lick of basic.
yes. I think my companion was able to calm him down, but anyways, when you see him, just apologize in my behalf.
Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see if you show up.
All right. I extend my hand.
And he shakes it with his gigantic, muscular wrist. And he gets up and starts heading towards the door. And just as he's going by, a human male walks in. They sort of have to shuffle around each other because Rom is so big. But the dude who's walked in, he gets to the bottom of the entry stairs and sort of scans the room. And you see across his belt and down a bandolier, he has a small arsenal of blaster pistols, knives, grenades, and slung over his shoulders a very intimidating looking rifle. And he's followed by two little floating spherical droids, probably about the size of a cantaloupe each. And they hover around him and scan the crowd. And he kind of raises an eyebrow. There's a few new people in the bar that he hasn't seen before.
I just made 300 credits, by the way.
Yeah, but how many hours did that take you?
Yeah, if you're gonna continue rolling dice, it's gonna start eating up your time.
I just stopped. It was 4 hands. That was good.
So he sort of saunters through the place, kind of like he thinks he's tough shit, and he heads over to the bar and leans against the bar, sort of watching the colorful people throughout the bar. What's everyone else up to?
Well, I think all my time has just been taken up right there. So.
Yes, you've probably spent quite a decent amount of time gambling.
Taria is one of those colorful people you mentioned, and like she notices him as he walks into the bar, and she just like immediately walks up to him, and she's like, "Ooh, I like your rifle and your knives. Where'd you get them?"
I took them. The hell
Took
are you?
From people?
From hits.
Ooh, hits, fun, bounty hunter.
Yes. From around here, are you?
Really, what gave it away? The fact that I stand out?
He kind of smirks and. Well, I tend to meet the people who aren't from around here, and to hide.
Well, people that aren't from around anywhere tend to meet a lot of people that are from around somewheres, don't you think?
He doesn't really know what to answer. What?
I guess Jeskai will intervene and say, Tari, we in the group need to talk.
Aw, but I was just talking with someone. I'm talking right now. Aren't we talking? She's obviously teasing, and she just kind of sticks her tongue out at you and then, like, walks off away from the bounty hunter.
Also, apparently my luck is better when Tarian isn't around.
That's because she cheats.
Once I see her leave, I'll follow her and I'll say, I'm sorry for interrupting, and then continue. Just walk away from him without paying much attention and being very quick, like trying for him not to see me.
Yeah, I just spent this is my almost hands I played is probably like 10 minutes, so you'll have to just grab me.
Yeah.
What's Slavarius doing at this time?
I'm sitting at the bar with my bird, Biggles.
Biggles.
His name is
Good
Biggles.
name, I approve.
And I've got like my drink and I'm sharing it with Biggles. And I'm like, you know what? They just don't understand, Biggles. Like, this whole thing is rigged. And like, maybe if this game wasn't such utter bullcrap, I would have won some money. And you wouldn't have lost my 20 credits either. You know what, Biggles? You know what I'm talking about?
I guess
then-
as we
Bagel-
pass the table,
I'm
You
assuming
tell
it-
me, does Bagels squawk or does Bagels like growl? You said he's
Bagels
like a
is like-
reptilian bird.
Yeah, he's like a big reptilian bird that sits on my shoulder. He's maybe like a foot tall or something.
if we can assume it's been like 10 minutes, I'm gonna get up from the table and go sit with Tegan's character and hand him 20 credits.
I look at them and I say, no, you keep these. I need to earn those 20 credits back, and I will, one day. You know, eventually, if I get
Okay,
around to it.
keep
I
them.
feel like it.
I think probably like Jeskai and Tarian like walk up to join them at this point, and like as they're walking up, Tarian leans down next to his ears, to Lavaris's ears, and just like, "You're right, the game is rigged. I cheated."
See, what did I say, Biggles?
And then she just sits down and like, with a kind of a smirky grin.
I guess Jeskai will inform them. So I met the actual mechanic, the man, the rodent that we met there is not. It's merely an apprentice, an assistant. He offered to look at our ship in exchange for us to help him. He hasn't told us what we have to do yet. Told me what we have to do yet. He just told me to come by his shop in an hour. Also, there's a certain bounty around the area, and I need to talk to I have the name around here. Notes. Salty Kuswara. It's a bounty of 200 credits.
That's a $20 name.
So I could talk to Mr. Kuswara and see get information about the bounty, and afterwards we can head to where we can head to where Rom is.
Sure, I like bounties. Hunted a few actually. Let's do that.
How dangerous is this guy? What do you know about him?
Well, sound of 200 credits doesn't sound too dangerous. Right now, there's no information on him other than it's worth 200.
Maybe he's just starting out. That doesn't mean he's not dangerous. But
Well-
yes, I agree. Let's go find this guy.
Rather than sitting around here gambling games and all this, and I just started muttering to myself.
You know what he's wanted for?
Didn't say it. I guess I'll find out once we meet Salty.
Okay.
All right. Guess we'll head there.
Okay.
Whatever.
Check out the scrap
Check
shop
out the
first.
Okay.
We got an hour. Or we could just play, Sabak for an hour.
Nope.
What's
I
about
you say that? I stand up, I walk out of the cantina.
Hey, wait, Spikes, wait up! And like Tarian just like runs after him.
I'll just stroll behind you guys.
I'll just stand up towards them and be like, right after they leave, I'm just gonna look at you and like shake my hand and say, "You have a problem," and then I could walk out.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shrug.
Uh,
I'm very composed. Always very composed.
oh, he didn't say it angry. He just said it like, oh, "God damn it, this always happens."
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. So once I get outside, I like turn around and I'm like, I'm actually lost. Where are we going?
I'm
Guess
just,
I'll walk out and say, "General store. That's where we find Salty."
let's go check out the scrap shop first. Come on, Spikes.
I head to Salty while you're there. I like look around. Like, would I know where the scrap shop is?
Do we want to take a break? We've been going for over an hour.
Oh yeah, we can do.
Sure. We can take
I
a
vote
quick
on
break
that.
here, and we'll be back.
Yay!